Hi, thanks for joining us for our class today. So we're going to just work a short class today, working on our abdominal strength and endurance a little bit. So that's what our focus is going to be today. So we're going to start off in sitting and just warm up through our upper bodies with a few gentle stretches. Then we're going to come down onto our mat just to challenge that abdominal endurance and strength a little bit more with some exercises. Coming onto our sides, just do a little side bend and bring in those obliques a little bit. And then we're going to finish with some stretches in sitting. So I hope you enjoy the class today. Remember, just go to whatever level suits you and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to start on our mats in sitting. So make sure that those sitting bones are sort of equal weight through them on the mat here. Pelvis is still in that kind of neutral position. We'll sit up nice. You feel that spine lengthening. Chin's tucked in, collarbones wide, that neck nice and long so those shoulders drop down. Fantastic. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to raise our hands up to that shoulder height position. Now from here, breath in again. As we breathe out, we're going to raise those hands up and out that way. Breath in. As you breathe out, lowering down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up. Breath in and out. Good. And again. As you're opening out, don't let them flare, keeping them soft and down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, opening out that chest. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, this time, hands are circle, and then come back to that shoulder height. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, reach those up and out, widen that circle, coming round and back to that shoulder height. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, reach those hands up and nice and wide that circle and coming back around. Lovely. One last time. Breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up, coming round and wide in that circle, back to that shoulder height. And arms relaxing those shoulders. We're going to just rotate the spine a little bit now and do a spine twist movement. So we're going to bring our hands up to that shoulder height position. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to turn our body round to one side. Take a breath in here, and as you breathe out, coming back to that centre. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating that body around. Breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating around. Breath in. And as you breathe out, back to that centre. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating that body. Breath in. And as you breathe out, so following that with your head, breath in again. As you breathe out, rotating around, looking around with that head, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. And as you breathe out, back round to that centre, and then back to the start. Good. And then we're just going to relax those arms. Okay, so we're going to stretch into a mermaid stretch now. So we're going to put our one hand down onto the mat, reach the opposite arm up and over, breath in here. As you breathe out, coming back to that centre. Good. Again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching that hand up, over, breath in. As you breathe out, to that. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching the hand up and over, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Lovely. Hand over, breath in here. And as you breathe out, coming back to that centre. Let's do one last one each side. Dropping that arm down, reaching over, breath in. As you breathe out, back up and over. Lovely. Last time. Hand over, breath in. And as you breathe out, coming back to that centre and just relaxing those shoulders down. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to carry on our class and come down onto our mats. So if you come round onto your back, we're going to come down onto the mat from here. So just like we normally do, we're going to start by finding our neutral position. So we make sure those feet and knees are that hip width distance apart. Just to start with, we're going to tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just gently rocking motion with that pelvis forwards and back, looking to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that pelvis in a nice neutral position from here. Those ribs should be soft, collarbone wide, that neck nice and long and lifted, so that chin's just tucked in gently from here. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start by going into a one leg stretch. Now if you can, we're going to float one leg into tabletop and then bring the other leg to join us, keeping that tummy nice and flat and that pelvis in the neutral position all the time. And we're going to lengthen one leg away and then come back to that start. And then we're going to alternate sides. So we're reaching that leg to that opposite wall. As we're lengthening that leg, Really making sure that we're maintaining that neutral spine position, not letting that back arch, not letting our tummy dome as we're lengthening that leg. Good. So lengthening through each side. Very good. Now, if that's comfortable here, then we come back to that start. We're going to put one hand onto that bent knee, stretch the opposite leg, and we switch sides. We're going to increase the speed a little bit. So we're breathing in for about 2, and then breathing out for 2. Good. And if that's comfortable here, and you've done this before, we want to challenge a little bit more of that upper abdominal strength. We're going to come up into that abdo prep position, stretch the opposite leg, and breathing in for about 2 cycles, and out for 2. So we're going to hold this position, hold that abdo prep if you can. If that feels too much, then you can just lower the head as you need to, and lift back up again as you can. If you want to, as a bit of a modification. But otherwise, keep going here if you can. And we're breathing in for 2. And out for 2. Good. Keeping that control, making sure you haven't lost that neutral spine position. If you have, just come down a level, reset, and then start again, just to make sure you're working those right muscles. So breathing in and out, not holding your breath, keeping that control. Lower that head as you need to, just working those upper abdominals as we're moving those legs. Breathing in and out. Good, well done. A few more here. Keep going if you can. Breathing in and out. Well done. Just keeping that control through that pelvis as we're lengthening that leg away. Well done. And we can just come back to that double tabletop leg stretching if you need to. But if you can, we're just going to stick here just for the last couple. And breathing in and out. Good, breathing in and out. And let's do one more, breath in and out. And then coming back to that start, lower that head if it's lifted, and lower those feet one at a time back to that start. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go into our crisscross movement now. So we're going to work our abdominals a little bit more, but also add in a little bit of obliques as we move over to the side. So we're going to pop our hands behind our head for this one. So hands are supporting that neck. Now, either keeping those feet down, and we're aiming to lift that shoulder blade off the mat up to the opposite knee. So we're lifting and lowering. So we have a little twisting movement. So we're lifting that shoulder blade off to that opposite knee, and then lower back down. If that's comfortable, we can bring both legs up into double tabletop, bring the knees and feet together, and then we're going to lift and lowering, keeping those feet together. Good. So peeling that shoulder blade off and lowering down. Now my eyes are looking to that opposite knee that I'm aiming for. So if you keep your eye line going to that opposite knee, it just stops you over twisting, not having too big a movement that you don't need, as we're lifting and lowering. Good. So just that little rotation, just kicking in those obliques as well as those abdominals as we're lifting and lowering. Well done. Good. So coming across, eye line to that opposite knee, still making sure that tummy's staying flat and that pelvis is in that neutral spine position as we're lifting and lowering. Well done. Okay, we're just going to do last few here, lifting and lowering. Very good. Lifting and lowering. Well done. Let's do one more each side. And then lowering back down with that head. And if those feet are raised, we're just going to lower one down and the other down back at a time. Very good. Let's bring those knees in and have a little hug and just stretch out that back just for a few seconds. Well done. So breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. Breath in and out. Just sinking down just that little bit further if you can. Breath in and out. Just relaxing down that little bit further. Well done. And again, breath in and out. And then just relaxing those legs back down one at a time. Coming back to that start position. Okay, so feet and knees still that hip width distance. Neutral position of that pelvis. That core gently engaged from here. Okay, so again, we're going to bring both legs up into double tabletop if you can, nice and safely. That pelvis is still staying in that neutral position, that tummy's nice and flat. And we're going to tap one foot down into a scissors movement, and then the opposite leg. So we're alternating sides, tapping that foot down and back up. Now you can see that my knee is staying still. So actually that 90-degree angle of my knee is staying the same, and that the leg is being lowered down through my hip. Okay, so that movement is coming from that hip, really working our lower abdominal muscles a little bit more with this exercise. Good. So tapping the foot down and back up. Tap down and back up. So really controlling that movement as you lower down and back up. Good. Now, if that's feeling comfortable, we're breathing out as we're lowering down. We can just increase that speed a little bit so we can tap. So it's a bit more of a reciprocal movement as we tap the foot each side. Good. So we're not waiting for the other one to come back, changing the midpoint. Good. Breathing in and out. Not holding that breath. Keeping that tummy nice and flat. Make sure that tummy isn't doming. Now, if you're comfortable here, we can increase the speed a little bit more. So we go tap, tap, tap. Good. So keeping that control, keeping that tummy flat, that core engaged. If you're starting to lose that neutral position of the pelvis, then you probably just need to come down a level. If it's feeling too much, then you can just tap halfway down through that foot. So imagine we're tapping down into a bucket of water. If going to the bottom of that bucket feels too much, then just go halfway down, if that's a little bit more comfortable. So tap, tap, tap. Keep that control, working those lumbar abdominals, breathing in and out. Last few here. Make sure you haven't got any doming of that tummy. That pelvis is staying in that neutral as you're alternating sides. Good. Breathing in and out. Lovely. We'll do last few here. And out. Well done. Let's do one more each side. And bring both legs back into that tabletop position. And then lowering those legs one at a time back to that start. Very good. Okay, so we're coming back to that start position. Feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just to begin with, just tilting that pelvis forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in a nice neutral position still. Ribs are soft, collarbones wide. Okay, so we're going to do a hundreds movement now. So we're going to add in a little bit of arm movement. Now, when we're adding this arm movement we're really pulsing down through the arms, and imagine you're sort of splashing and really tapping into water, okay? So we're breathing in for about 5 cycles, and we're breathing out for about 5. So tapping those feet down, those hands, sorry, down onto that imaginary water. Now, if you can, we're going to bring one leg into tabletop, pulsing in for 5 and out for 5 and lowering, alternating sides. Or if you can, we're going to bring both legs up into double tabletop, keeping the feet and knees together because we're holding this position, and we're tapping, really pulsing down those hands, reaching those fingertips downwards as we're pulsing for about 5 breaths and out. And if you can, we're going to come up into a little bit of abdo prep just to work those abdominals a little bit more as well, and challenging those endurance here because we're going to hold it. So we're breathing in for about 5 pulses, breathing out for 5 pulses. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out, still pulsing those hands down, slapping that water, that's it. Holding this abdo prep position if you can. Good, breathing in and out. Good, breathing in and out. Good, so keep pulsing those arms. We're really challenging this endurance here as we're holding this position. So breathing in and out. Good, and again. And out, slapping those hands down, reaching those fingertips downwards as we're pulsing those hands down, breathing in, just engaging those upper abdominals, really challenging that endurance by maintaining this position. Breathing in and out, not holding your breath, keep breathing in and out, roughly those 5 pulses. Good, breathing in and out. Good, last few here, holding that if you can, breathing in, pulsing those arms. And out. Good. One more breath in. And out. And then lower those legs down, lower those heads down, and coming back to that start position. Very good. Well done. Okay, so let's stretch out these sides we've worked a little bit. Either have your hands down by your side or out to the side of you. We're going to drop those knees over to one side. Turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those thigh muscles, bring the knees back to the centre and then over to that opposite side. Then coming back up and then rotating again to that opposite side. So just moving gently, dropping the knees over, using the toe muscles, coming back to that centre, then over to that opposite side. Opening out side to side, rotating through that spine, dropping the knees over, using the toe muscles, coming back to that centre, and then over to the opposite side. So really enjoying this stretch, just opening out. Use the toe muscles to bring those knees back up as well though, and dropping to that opposite side. Good. So just do your last few here, just opening out. Enjoying that stretch as you drop those knees over, using those toe muscles, coming back to that centre, dropping over again, looking to the opposite side, and then back up. Good. And back up, well done. Just do last few here, drop those knees over, use those toe muscles coming back to the centre, and over to the opposite side. Well done, let's just do one more each side, drop the knees over, using the toe muscles coming back to the centre, and over to that opposite side. And then bring those knees back to that middle, and arms relaxed down by your side. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come round onto our sides just to challenge our obliques a little bit with a side bend. So coming round onto your side, just going to have our elbow directly underneath that shoulder, so it's really stacked on top there. Our knees are just in front of us, but as we come up, our bodies will sort of go into that line from here. Okay, so we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're lifting up through that side, reaching that hand up to the ceiling. Breath in, and as you breathe out, coming back down. Good, we'll do that again. Breath in. As you breathe out, we're reaching up and out, lifting up that side. Breath in. As you breathe out, coming back down. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up through that side. Breath in. As you breathe out, controlling that lower. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up and opening. Breath in. As you breathe out, lowering back down. Now on this next lift, we're going to add a little rotation. So we're going to lift up, and if you can, we're going to do 8 rotations round. Good. And 7. And 6. Well done. 5. Reach back up. 4. 3. 2. Lift up. And 1. Lifting back to that start and then lowering back down. Very good. Okay, if you're up for it, we're going to do that one more time. As we breathe out, reaching up, stretching through, and then we're going to do 8 rotations round. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reaching up and lowering back down. Very good. Okay, so we're going to even ourselves out and do the same on the opposite side. So we're going to come round onto that other side. Make sure that elbow is really underneath those shoulders, so it's really stacked on top of each other. And then we'll just have those knees just slightly in front of those hips, so when we come up, we kind of roughly go into that line. So we'll take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to raise up into that side bend. Breath in. As you breathe out, we're lowering back down. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up. Breath in. As you breathe out, lowering down. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Breath in here. As you breathe out, lowering down. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up. Breath in. As you breathe out, lowering down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up. Breath in. As you breathe out and lower down. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to add those rotations. So breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, holding that there. Breath in. As you breathe out, rotating around for 8. Good. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. one, back to that center, and lowering back down. Well done. Okay, we do that one more time if you're up for it. Okay, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up. And we're going to do 8, 7, very good, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to that center and then lowering down. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come back up into sitting. And we're just going to stretch out a little bit from here. So we're going to start by stretching out our bottom muscles. So have one foot in front, opposite leg across your body. So it's just one way to stretch our glutes here. Just having that leg, we're going to aim to stretch out through this muscle. And we're going to turn to that side slightly, just as far as you feel you can, just to feel that stretch through that muscle. Just going to hold this stretch here, so breathing in and out. On that out breath, just sinking down, just that little bit further if you can. Breath in and out, just sinking down as we're opening out, just stretching through from there. Breath in and out. Good, holding that stretch, breath in and out. And then one more breath in and out. And then coming back round to that centre. Uncross that leg, do the same on the opposite side, so opposite leg across, rotating round. Just feeling that stretch through there, just as far as you feel you can, just rotating through, breath in and out. So just sinking down to that stretch, just feel that stretch there as you're holding it, breathing in and out. Holding that stretch, well done, breath in and out. Good, one more, breath in and out. And then coming back around to that centre and then opening up from here. Good. So bring those legs back up if you want to. We're going to just go into a little mermaid stretch, just stretch out those sides we've worked today. So take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to drop one hand down, reach that hand over, breath in here. As you breathe out, lifting up and over. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reach that hand, dropping the opposite one down, breathing in. As you breathe out, back up and over to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, drop that hand down, reaching over, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reach that hand over, breath in. As you breathe out, back to the centre. Good. And one more time each side, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching that hand up and over, breath in. As you breathe out, back up and over. Good. Last time, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching over, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre and dropping down and relaxing those shoulders. Fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed the little class today. Thanks for joining us and hopefully see you next time.